Hello and welcome to United Report. This is your home for all the latest Manchester United news, match updates, transfer stories, and in-depth analysis. Stay connected and never miss a moment. Subscribe now to stay ahead with everything happening at Old Trafford. Manchester United needed Rasmus Højlund to dig them out of trouble on the south coast as Ruben Amarim's side laboured to a 1-1 draw away at Bournemouth on an afternoon where their bitter rivals, Liverpool, clinched a 20th domestic title. The Reds were always likely to rubber-stamp a record-equalling success at home to a brittle Tottenham team at Anfield on Sunday. And their crowning moment came just hours after United recorded another disappointing result. Antoine Semenyo, a summer transfer target for the Red Devils, scored against AMORIM's men to nudge Bournemouth into the lead. Højlund popped up in second-half stoppage time to salvage a point for the visitors. Gary Neville admits the debate is over when it comes to deciding the most successful club in England now that Liverpool have joined Manchester United on 20 domestic titles. The Reds' latest triumph means they and United are once again level when it comes to league crowns. United had steamed ahead of their rivals under Sir Alex Ferguson. But their decline since his retirement, coupled with Liverpool's renaissance under Jurgen Klopp and subsequent success with Arne Slot, means there can now be no debate that the Reds are ahead of Neville's old club, says the former United defender. It should cause real tremors over at Old Trafford. The idea that Liverpool, which is obviously a great football club, will be the most successful club in English football after today, that really should cause heartache and pain. Because it took a lot to get ahead of Liverpool, Neville told those in power at Old Trafford ahead of Liverpool's win over Spurs. Ruben Amarim demanded more from his beleaguered squad after watching them rescue a point from the jaws of defeat away at Bournemouth on Sunday. The result means United continue to languish in the bottom half of the table. Amarim was far from satisfied after the final whistle and laid down the gauntlet to his team, saying they needed to do better in the final third after watching them spurn a glut of chances at the Vitality. Liverpool have moved level on league titles with Manchester United after rubber-stamping their status as Premier League champions with a convincing 5-1 win over Tottenham. United had moved ahead of their bitter rivals on the domestic title count under Sir Alex Ferguson. But the Reds, who won the title under Jurgen Klopp 5 years ago before winning it again under Arne Slot this year, have now restored parity. The Premier League have claimed that Evanilson endangered Noussair Mazraoui with the challenge that saw him sent off against Manchester United. The Brazilian was sent off in the 67th minute of his side's Premier League clash with the Red Devils on Sunday for a clumsy challenge, albeit it appeared that he had slipped. He had initially been booked by referee Peter Banks, but following a review, the official changed his mind and brandished a red card instead. A statement have now explained the decision. It read, VAR recommended an on-field review for a possible red card for the challenge by Evanilson on Mazraoui, with the challenge deemed to be two-footed with both feet off the ground, endangering the safety of the opponent. Upon review, the referee issued a red card to Evanilson for serious foul play. Fans were left baffled by the decision, as were a host of pundits. Alan Smith said on Sky Sports, I'm a bit dumbfounded by that one. I know it ends up being a dangerous challenge, but it's a total accident. If you do slip in that fashion, you can't help it. Meanwhile, ex-Southampton man Francis Benali said, there is a couple of points of contact. I don't think it's intentional. The sending off was the second moment of controversy at the Vitality Stadium. Tyler Adams appeared to escape his own red for a crunching challenge on Alejandro Garnacho. A statement earlier in the game read, the referee's call of yellow card for the challenge by Adams on Garnacho was checked and confirmed by VAR, with the challenge deemed reckless and not serious foul play. Antoine Semenyo had given Bournemouth the lead in the first half with a clinical finish, Evanilson the provider. The 25-year-old's dismissal against United was just the second of his career, having previously been sent off for former club Porto. He joined Bournemouth for just over £40 million last summer and has scored 9 goals across his debut campaign on the south coast. He will now be missing some key games as the Cherries attempt to seal a European spot under Andoni Iraola with the automatic ban for serious foul play carrying a 3-match ban. Bournemouth face Arsenal, Aston Villa and Manchester City in what is a very tricky run-in ahead of taking on Leicester in their final match of the campaign. Matheus Cunha has sent mixed messages to the fans of Wolves and Manchester United through a confusing goal celebration. Cunha is poised to leave Wolves for United in the summer transfer window, with Ruben Amorim's side in advanced talks with the Brazilian United are ready to pay the $62.5 million fee attached to Cunha's exit clause and are confident of getting a deal over the line early in the summer transfer window. The 25-year-old has been in excellent form this season, but his behaviour both on and off the pitch has riled Wolves supporters. Cunha served a 4-game ban for clashing with Bournemouth's Milos Kerkez and has clashed with fans on social media. He made it clear he wanted to leave Wolves in January before signing a new contract with a hefty exit clause, and those factors have combined to upset some supporters. While his loyalty has been doubted by many, his talent isn't in question, and he opened the scoring for Wolves against Leicester on Saturday with a tap-in from Rayhan Aït-Nouri's low cross. That was his 15th goal of the season in the Premier League, and he caught the eye by celebrating by pointing at the badge on his chest. Matheus Cunha pointing to the badge? "Don't insult our intelligence," one Wolves fan wrote on X. Another added, "His move to Man United is on his mind. Let him get that sorted, because he clearly can't wait until the end of the season and play somebody that wants to be at the club going forward." But speaking after the 3-0 win, in which he assisted the other 2 goals, Cunha said, "We are very committed to this club, everyone, and want to show the fans our capacity. We're starting to get the points we deserve and show everyone our work." Asked about the Wolves fans, he added, "I always say that I am always happy to play for this team. Sometimes my emotion is too much because I love to be here. His goal against Leicester means he has joined Roberto Firmino in 2017-18 and Gabriel Martinelli 2022-23 as the only Brazilians to have managed 15 goals in a Premier League season. With 4 games left to play, he could still eclipse Liverpool's former striker and Arsenal's star forward. If he does leave, there is likely to be some unhappy Wolves fans, considering the way Cunha has gone about it. But Amarim isn't ready to talk about him as a United player, swerving the topic in his press conference on Friday. "I will not say nothing about Matheus, because if I say I have to say yes or no, and not comment on that," said Amorim. "We have to focus on this season, and the way we prepare for next season could change in these games, so it's difficult to predict what can happen in the future." Manchester United have been handed a boost in their pursuit of Victor Osimhen, with Chelsea reportedly ruling out a move for the forward. Both clubs are in the market for a new striker this summer, having struggled in front of goal so far this season. United's frontline strikers Rasmus Højlund and Joshua Zirkzee have managed just 3 Premier League goals each, while Chelsea forwards Nicholas Jackson and Christopher Nkunku have netted 9 and 3 league goals respectively. Osimhen is expected to leave Napoli this summer as he enters the final year of his contract, having spent this season out on loan at Galatasaray, where he has scored 30 goals in 35 appearances across all competitions. However, according to a report from The Telegraph, Chelsea are unlikely to make a move for Osimhen this summer. The report states that they have attitude concerns about the 26-year-old. United report understands that United, meanwhile, are pushing ahead with a £40 million move for Osimhen after Red Devils boss Ruben Amarim made him his top attacking target for the summer. United are confident that they can sign Osimhen for a cut price fee, with Napoli needing to sell or risk losing him for free next year. Despite United's financial constraints due to profit and sustainability rules, the club have publicly stated that Amarim will have money to spend. "We speak to Ruben very frequently," CEO Omar Barada told TNT Sports last month. Ruben has a good relationship with Jason Wilcox. They both share the vision of how they want to see the team playing. It is about planning properly for the summer transfer window and having a clear idea of what players we want to bring in. We're making some big efforts to get us in the best financial position. Even if we're outside of Europe, I think we will be in a position to invest in the squad. And Amorim has previously spoken about how important this summer's window will be for United. "There are characteristics we don't have in our squad, and we are trying to see about the gaps we have," Amarim said earlier this month. "When I say we need big players, I'm not talking about players from Real Madrid. I am talking about players in the way I see the game. Of course, money helps. We need to be really good in recruitment. We need to know our system and the way we play, and the players have to be perfect for their positions. So we know what we have to do, that is clear, and we will see next season. United is a different context to Sporting and a different league, but we were in a similar position, and maybe even lower. I was lucky to work with Hugo Viana, and I find I have more or less the same relationship with Jason. So in that part, I am completely relaxed. It is different because the competition here is different, but of course, we need to have a great connection. I am really excited for next season and also really stressed because I put a lot of pressure on us.